So the state of Florida just funded $30 million for cybersecurity funding for local governments, what they call locals. And the idea is to help every small municipality, every local government get the best security tools possible. In addition to that, they also will get access to the emergency or incident response team at the State Cybersecurity Center. So this is a great initiative. It's been open for applications for the month. We're almost out of time, but I'm trying to get the word out for the last week. It's not too late. I've talked to the folks running this program, and they are keeping it open to the last minute, and it will really help the state overall if everybody participates. So here's the scoop on this particular step to help you with your cybersecurity. The key thing here is it's not a grant of money. They're not sending out checks or cash that you can decide what to buy. What they're trying to do is get everybody to sign up so they can get advanced tools that the state will buy and put in for them. And it will also give everybody who's signing up access to their incident response team so that if they ever do get hit with a security event and their incident response team needs help or they don't have one, they can reach out to the state for that team to help out. So that in itself is worth signing up for. But in addition, if you have tools that are lacking, these advanced security tools, this will also get you help with that. So the priority of funding of how they're funding this is the less stuff you have or the least access you have to security tools, the more likely you are to get funding. So if you pretty much don't have any advanced tools yet, you don't have a security team that even knows how to run that stuff, you're going to be popped up to the top of the line. The only thing that would be above that is any system that has to do with critical infrastructure like water systems and stuff like that. So the less stuff you have in place, the more you should apply. Now, what about if you have some stuff in place? That's fine. Let's say you have about a few tools set out, but there's some more that the state's offering that you don't have. They will come in and put those tools in for you, add that to the tools you already have, and you'll also be in a better place because you have more tools. Now, for those of you that have fully funded, fully set up security systems, and you've got a security team managing your systems for you, most of our clients fit that criteria, whether they're in government or not. Our team's working with them on that. If you have that sort of setup, then you're not going to get any additional tools or funding for that, but you will still have access to the incident response team at the state and some of the resources at their security center. So it's still worth applying. And the other reason we're highly pushing for this, because the overall effect is we're all benefiting if everybody participates. So that gets into the why you should apply. The overall goal here is that every time the state installs a tool, whether it's a full suite or just a few, there's going to be telemetry data going from that tool back to the state so that they can get an overall view of what's happening across Florida. So they could see if something is starting to trend, whether it's in a particular geographic area or maybe it's a particular vertical that's being attacked. They'll be able to spot that at their state cybersecurity center, and then they can start taking actions and notifying people. So no matter how much you participate, any participation is going to help get data to the state that's going to keep us all safer. So basically the 2 points I said was you get access to the incident response team, and you get cybersecurity tools if you don't have them. Again, that's pretty much it. But as you fill out that form, they're looking for trends of other things that might be missing that they haven't thought of. So if they see a lot of people asking for a certain security help that didn't fit into that, that's going to give them some information about what to adjust in the next round or what they might want to add even in this round to help out. The key point about all of this is that you are getting some tools if you're missing those, especially if you're a smaller municipality that doesn't really have a security team, and most people can't afford that. You're going to get some really good tools from the state. They're going to help you install them, and you're definitely going to be in a better place because of that. But what you don't get is the team to manage that. And as you get more and more advanced in security, you need more and more advanced people and more time to spend on that. Security is expensive. Our incident response team sees that every time we work on a case all over North America and Canada. It takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of talent to properly do security. So this is a great start with the state. These tools are really good. They're going to make a difference. But just be aware that if you get these tools, you can't sit back and say, I've got it all set because I've got tools, I'm all done. It's really the beginning of your security journey. And your next step is going to be figuring out how you can get the team or get an outside agency to manage those tools for you so that you keep them running properly, you keep all your systems patched up, and your security footprint is much more stable and stays ahead of all the activity that's going on. So 2 steps here. First step is get the grant, get the tools. That's going to put you in a much better place. And then you can start working on how to maintain it properly in a professional way. So a good analogy of what this is like, it's sort of like the state has just given you a bunch of tools, safety tools, so that you can try to climb Mount Everest. They're not giving it a team, they're not giving it a Sherpa. And anybody who's looked at climbing Mount Everest and what that's like, the Sherpas are really the heroes of this thing. These are the guys that they will coach people and they'll push them hard when they need to climb some more when they're tired. And other times when they're wiped out, they'll literally carry stuff for them, heat stuff up for them, help them get healthy, and really care for them and just keep them comfortable until they're strong enough to keep trying to climb up the mountain. So the Sherpas are the guides, but they're also the ones that carry along everybody with them and make sure they get there, make them get tough when they need to, and help them when they're not so tough. So the equivalent of that is a security team that's going to be tough on your team to make sure they're doing the right things for security, but they're also going to help your team stay safe by looking out for them and checking all the indicators and all the knobs and all the trends that are happening out there and trying to get in front of that as much as possible. So again, it's just another analogy of you're going to get some really good tools, plan for how you're going to maintain them and manage them properly as well. So the other cool thing I mentioned earlier is the sharing part of this. And this is the other area that from a security point of view, from a team that we see this stuff all the time, sharing data is important. All of us in the security field do this. Anytime we see some sort of threat that is spreading through the environment, we let our coworkers know, and teams all over the country and all over the world, we all are in this together. So it's not a competitive thing. And so data and sharing is key to safety for everybody. So that's one of the reasons I'm really helping to push this idea along, is what the state is doing is really awesome. And so the idea is anything you do to participate is going to make everybody stronger. Because what they'll do is every time they install a tool, it's going to send data of security data, nothing to do with your personal data or anything that your clients are dealing with. But it's going to be sending constant data back to the state so they can see how clean things are, to see if there's little indications of compromise where something might have been happening, and they can see if that's just in one spot or all over the place. So that aspect of the data sharing is key. And then the state will have a much more broad view of what's happening, seeing trends, and that's going to also guide not only what they push out, but then they can give all of us in the security field and the ones that managing security for everybody things to look out for as well. So it's a really positive situation. So that's the summary of this. Happy to answer any questions on that if you want. There's going to be links down below of the different folks that are working on this if you want to reach out to them in the state. A really great group of people, and they're really dedicated to this, and I'm just really proud of Florida and how we're taking the lead on this. So the application ends March 31st. You go to cybergrants.fl.gov to sign up. It's going to be a long form right there with a bunch of questions. Don't let that intimidate you. Do your best guess at what it is, and if you don't know what it is, say you don't know what it is. That's part of the whole thing here, is that if you're not really up to speed on it, they want to help. So it's not a major test like if you don't answer everything perfectly, they're not going to look at it. It's almost the opposite, I think, that the less you know, the more they're going to realize you need help. So don't sweat it. It's going to take, I don't know, maybe an hour or so. They got a form to fill out to kind of get ready for that ahead of time. Just go to the form, fill it out. You got to do it all at once. You can't do it over time. And just go ahead and submit that before the end of the month. It's definitely worth it. Even if you have a bunch of stuff in place already, even if you have a security team, go ahead and fill that in, and we're all going to be better for it. Thanks again for taking the time to get up to speed on security. There are links below on how to sign up for this. There's also a full article written for this that you can also get access to. We'll be posting this on LinkedIn and a few other spots. It'll also be on the YouTube channel, and all of the data will be there as well. So feel free to contact me if you have any questions. Happy to help. We're all in this together, and good luck with your security journey. Take care.